Hi, my name is Shantia Meekum. This is the endocrine video essay for Biology 2114 Anatomy on the endocrine system. I'm going to start out by apologizing for my artwork, but here we go. So here we have the pituitary, anteriors here in the front and posteriors here in the back. The anterior pituitary makes 6 hormones. It makes FSH, LH, TSH, ACTH, prolactin, and the growth hormone. The function of prolactin is to stimulate milk production in women after childbirth. The posterior only makes 2 hormones. It's ADH, antidiuretic hormone, and oxytocin. The function of oxytocin is to stimulate smooth muscle contraction during labor. And the function of antidiuretic hormone is to have the kidneys retain more water. Next, we're going to do the thyroid gland, which is right here in the neck. It looks like a butterfly. On the wings are like the parathyroid, and then the butterfly is like the thyroid is like the middle part. So the thyroid produces T3, T4, and calcitonin. T3 is the most active, and T4 is converted to T3 at the target tissues. These hormones stimulate glucose oxidation enzymes. They increase the basal metabolic rate, help the body produce heat. They help in tissue growth, and they increase adrenergic receptors in the blood. Calcitonin, the function is to lower blood calcium levels by stimulating the bones to take in more calcium. So since the calcium is going into the bones, it means it's not in the blood, so that lowers your blood calcium. So now the parathyroid, so the wings of the butterfly, it releases a parathyroid hormone. The function of that is to control calcium balance. It's also necessary for nerve impulses, muscle contractions, and clotting. It is triggered by low blood calcium, and it increases the level of calcium in the blood by causing the bones to release calcium. So it's the opposite of calcitonin. Calcitonin lowers blood calcium by getting calcium into the bones. Parathyroid raises blood calcium by having the bones release calcium back into the bloodstream. It also increases blood calcium by increasing reabsorption of calcium in the kidneys and increased absorption of calcium in the small intestines. Next, we're going to go to the pancreas, which is sort of here in your abdominal regions, between your kidneys. The pancreas is mostly an exocrine gland, but it also has some endocrine gland cells. The exocrine gland produces digestive enzymes, which go directly into the digestive system. It contains alpha cells, which make glucagon, and beta cells, which make insulin. Glucagon is triggered by low blood sugar, and it helps raise the blood sugar by a process called glucogenolysis, which is breaking down glycogen into glucose, and gluconeogenesis, which is the formation of glucose from fatty acids and amino acids. Insulin does the opposite of what glucagon does. Insulin is triggered by high blood sugar. It lowers the blood sugar by inhibiting glycogenolysis, so inhibiting the breakdown of glycogen into glucose, and it increases the transport of glucose into the cells, which promotes the breakdown of glucose to ATP to be used for energy. Next, we'll talk about the adrenal glands. They sort of look like little triangles. They sit on top of the kidneys. There's 2 parts of the adrenal gland, the adrenal cortex and the adrenal medulla. The adrenal medulla releases epinephrine and norepinephrine, which increases blood sugar. It helps with vasoconstriction, and it increases the heart rate to deal with a threat. The adrenal cortex releases mineralocorticoids, glucocorticoids, and gonadotropins. Glucocorticoids influence the metabolism of cells and help cells resist stressors. They also help keep blood sugar constant. They maintain blood volume, and they help with long-term stress response, such as infection. An example of a glucocorticoid is cortisol. And that's it.